for being with us today. I think I have a very interesting press conference. First and foremost, I want to compliment the Cocoa Tigers. They won the championship after finishing the season 15-0. It was the Atlantic Coast Youth Athletics Association. And they beat the Thoroughbreds 26-6. I mean, they didn't just beat them, they ran over them. And the Thoroughbreds were from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So, Cocoa Tigers, you did it the right way. That's teamwork with great young men doing the right thing. Now I want to introduce you to 8 of the Thoroughbreds. And here they are. You look at the Thoroughbreds and you find out, what were they doing? What were they doing on Saturday morning? Well, let me tell you what they were doing. They Ubered from where they were staying. They had come from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, down to the Dick's Sporting Good in Posner Park. Not only did they Uber down there to shop, they had no intentions of paying for their product. So they came into the store in 2 groups, and they began to systematically steal product. And that's exactly what they did. They stole, and they stole, and they stole, and they stole, and they stole. Yeah, how do you like that? This is everything that they stole. And guess what? As we've said before, you can't go any place, anytime, that you're not on a camera. So Dick's Sporting Goods knows that they're stealing because they're watching this systematic, organized theft ring called a football team. Now, not only did they steal 47 items, but ostensibly, they may have cost their team the championship and the football game, because I don't know if these all were starters or not, but I can tell you that we were finishers. We arrested them. We took them to the Juvenile Assessment Center, and we put them in lockup. But I want to introduce you to their coach. His name's Daimon Johnson, B-Y-N-E-S. So when we notify the coach who is responsible for them, you would think he would be interested in holding them accountable and responsible. Instead, he goes to the deputies and begs them not to take these young men into custody. Oh, don't arrest them. Drop the charges. Let them go. And then when we said no, then they go to Dick's Sporting Goods, to the manager, and said, oh, don't charge them. Don't charge them. They were not taking bubble gum, one piece to chew. They stole over $2,000 worth of products, over 47 different products they stole. And then when it was evident that they were going to be arrested, then the coach says, don't you guys have anything better to do? What are all these deputies doing here? Don't you have anything better to do than arrest these kids? Listen, I don't know how you do things in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but in Polk County, Florida, we'd lock you up for stealing, for being a thief. So this is part of a football team. This is also the Thoroughbred thieves, and it's their choice. It's their choice to go to jail because they Ubered down and were actively ripping off Dick's Sporting Goods. 47 items, I believe, they were caught with. So at the end of the day, the message is clear. Not just in this Christmas season, but anytime. All of these stores have cameras. And we have relationships with all of these stores. If you come here to Polk County and steal, there's no notices to appear, there's no warnings. You're in handcuffs and taken to the county jail or taken to juvenile lockup, period. You don't want to go to jail? You don't want to go to juvenile lockup? Don't steal. We didn't choose to arrest you. You chose to be arrested. And that's the way it is. And for the coach, you're way off base here, buddy. Way off base. You're the ultimate loser. If you'd been coaching these kids upright, if you knew where they were, if you didn't allow them to Uber away, they would have played in a ball game Saturday night. So you have a compare and contrast here. Let me tell you, this is the heroes. This is the coach and the team that did it right. And I'm so proud of them. And I'm proud of their 15-0 season. That's a great group of young men there. And this was their opponent Saturday night, absent these 8 guys. Because you know it's hard to be on the football field when you're locked up. Is there any questions?
Sheriff, is this type of organized crime, is this something you see a lot this time of year?
Do you know we see theft go up around the Christmas times for obvious reasons? There's a lot of people that need product for gifts in small order. I am hugely frustrated with this. The coaching, the supervision wasn't there, or these kids wouldn't have been running wild. These kids knew better. Maybe you steal stuff in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania and get away with it. Hey, here's a note to people in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. If you hold kids accountable and responsible, and they know if they go in a store and steal, they're going to be held accountable, they don't do it. You didn't see 8 kids from Polk County in a store this weekend stealing, did ya? And there's 850,000 people in this county. Well, and then you have a coach comes down there and tries to beg them out of it instead of holding them accountable. It's frustrating. But our crime in Polk County is a 53-year low. Ask and see if crime in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is at a 53-year low.
They were taken to the juvenile center. What's next? Have they
Juvenile Assessment Center.
Have they had their first appearances?
What happens is they will be referred for criminal charges to the state attorney's office and the juvenile system, and at that point in time they'll have to come back. So they're all going to have another trip to Polk County because they're going to be held accountable here for their criminal conduct. It's a felony. They were charged with felony retail theft and also conspiracy to commit felony retail theft. And it's ironic that they would try that in Polk County to start with. The next thing that is interesting is we have one of the few organized retail crime teams in the state of Florida in Polk County. So there's your sign.
Were any of them apologetic or?
No, none of them confessed, none of them talked, and they were ultimately charged and will be charged as we talk about here. But here's what's interesting about it. They let the team down. What about the rest of the kids on the team that came from Philadelphia to compete for a national championship? These guys let the rest of the team down. It's a shame for the rest of the Thoroughbreds, but it goes to show you can do the right thing and win championships. They did the right thing. You can do the wrong thing and end up in jail and let your football team down. So they'll never know whether or not they could have bested this really great team from Cocoa. But I tell you this, if you steal in Polk County, you go to jail. And I don't want to hear you whine and you're complaining and you're belly aching and all of that nonsense. If you don't steal, we're your new best friends. If you steal, we're your worst enemy. Merry Christmas. Okay, thank you all very much.